Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Yo guys, what is going on? NumbNexus here, bringing you guys some more Cooking with Nexus Part 2. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about checks, cons, and effects and problems with team building. Now, the other episode I know wasn't in depth, and I know there was some issues where I had my Sylveon being a Soul Best. Completely understandable. I understand. I expected every comment like that happened, but at the same time, it was just a mistake, and I'm going to try and avoid that. But now I built a different team, as you can see. Let me close my Audacity, but I built a completely different team, and this team is very good. This team is very, very good. There's always checks and cons, so we're going to be going over that, but I got a bulky Politoed with the max HP, max defense, and 4 special attack just for power. I have a Mega Venusaur, which I've always wanted to try out, and it is more of a speedy attacker than a bulky attacker. By bulky attacker, meaning it's got max HP, max attack, and speedy attacker, meaning it's got max special attack and max speed. I also have one Pokemon that can also set up just to be a physical sweeper, which you always kind of need in a way. Scizor, Dragonite, Salamence, Kingdra, they're always great Pokemon to use like that. But I have a Dragonite with Lumberry, and it is a standard Dragon Dance, Outrage, Earthquake, and Fire Punch with max attack and max speed. I don't really need my speed completely maxed out because I'd rather have more raw power. And as you can see, Dragonite's raw power gets up to a whopping 403, making him a powerful pseudo-legendary Pokemon. And just look at Dragonite, he's got like ladders on his belly. You can't tell me you don't like that. But we're going to talk about Togekiss. Now, Togekiss is a huge metagame difference, and metagame basically is a generation that you're in, but metagame difference where Togekiss is now a fairy Pokemon and they get rid of the normal typing, so now he's fairy flying. Not many Pokemon are a good check to him, but at the same time a good amount of Pokemon are a good check to him, barring a few steel types, but that's why I have Fire Blast. Now, one of the best counters really to him, he pretty much covers himself out. Air Slash for stab, Fire Blast for steel types, and Dazzling Gleam for those pesky dragon types. Now, a poison type is a good check unless I don't get the flinch hacks with Air Slash. Basically, I rely a lot of hacks on Togekiss, a lot of hacks. But Togekiss is indeed a bulky attacker, and I already explained what a bulky attacker is when max HP is maxed out and they have maxed out with any attacking format of all, where it's physical attack or special attack, and I have my special attack maxed out. That is what you call a bulky attacker. And I have 4 special defense, just to take maybe a Thunderbolt pretty well, just to at least live a Thunderbolt, maybe from Mega Manectric, Rotom, Jolteon, etc. Which he can, but yeah, he does cover himself very well. Serene Grace is a very good ability on him as well, which makes it so now moves have like a higher chance to flinch or get what they need. So now it has a 30% chance to flinch. Air Slash flinches a lot. Air Slash flinches a lot. It is ridiculous and it's very annoying. It's hilarious to find people get irritated about that. But we're gonna have the usual Rotom with the Chesto Berry, which is a berry that awakens you. I mean, you guys should know that. It's got Levitate, it's his ability, and it's got Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Rest. Rest just gained back HP with the Resto Chesto combination. Pretty common set. Volt Switch for initiative and Hydro Pump for power, and Will-O-Wisp to cripple very strong physical sweepers like Scizor, who had locked themselves in to a Bullet Punch, or maybe Garchomp, maybe Dragonite. Rotom Wash is a very good Pokemon, He's like top tier usage in OU. And he's more of a wall, as you can see. He's a special defensive wall. I always run that. And then we have our very standard Air Balloon Extra. Never really tried one, but he is very good. I am a little bit upset that you need to have Pokebank just to give him Iron Head. It would have been a much better stab move, but I guess I can deal with it with him being a speedy attacker. Though he's not that fast, as you can see if we check right now. He's got 275 max speed, which isn't the greatest, but he does have base speed of 88, so he can outspeed stuff like Breloom, Ninetales, Mamoswine, Venusaur. It's very good, comes in handy a lot. And yeah, without that being further ado, now we're gonna try out the team. But let's talk about the checks and cons. Now, I didn't really analyze that well last time, and there were people that pointed it out, which are very smart people, my respect. But for my other team, Scizor does take it very well. It doesn't take it. It takes it very well on my other team if we would look at it right on here. But we're going to talk about this team. This team, there really isn't much that destroys it. I kind of have it covered very well. It is very diverse. But a big problem will be a very powerful electric type. If I lose my Excadrill and my Venusaur, I could have Rotom Wash being a problem. I could have Mega Manectric, honestly, is the biggest threat to me at the moment. A very powerful and speedy electric Pokemon could do some work, because if I lose that, not even my Rotom will be taking hits well. Definitely not my Politoed. And these Pokemon right here both have the flying attribute, so you already know that they cannot take it. You already know. Not even Dragonite can take a Thunderbolt from Mega Manectric after multiscale pretty well. And at the same time, another check would be, another con would be Stealth Rock. I have two Pokemon that are pretty weak to Stealth Rock, and I do switch these Pokemon out quite a lot. Though Dragonite, I wouldn't switch out that much because he's a physical sweeper, and if he needs to die, he can die. But at the same time, my Togekiss will be swapping out here and there. I can go for the Roost, which I do carry just in case of Stealth Rock, and I do carry it to stall out at the same time. But Stealth Rock is a problem as well, but I do have a Rapid Spinner to take care of that. Now, Rapid Spin is a move that gets rid of all entry hazards on the field, each and every one of them, even Wrap, even Leech Seed. But it does come out in handy very, very, very well. So those are two cons right there. And without further ado, I don't think I really forgot about much other cons. Maybe Weather ability Pokemon, I don't really see much too. Talonflame really is always a problem to a lot of teams. Talonflame can be a problem too. Choice Band Talonflame, because if you look at my team, only two Pokemon could take a Choice Banded Brave Bird. Everyone else basically demolished by a Choice Banded Brave Bird. So what we have to do in that situation scenario is we would bring out a Pokemon, maybe Dragonite even, if we lose those two Pokemon that can take it really well. And we'd have to rely on the multi-scale helping us to live a Choice Band Brave Bird. And I highly doubt it, but if we somehow miraculously do, then we can just go for an Outrage and demolish it and break that bird's wings off. But we're gonna get straight into a battle, and we're gonna find a battle and test out this team like we usually do. And we're here up against a guy called Spyro9682. I love Spyro. But this is Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon. But as you can see, I was speaking about Talonflame just now, and he has a Talonflame. So you already know that I need to keep my Rotom around, and I need to keep my Excadrill around, and I definitely need to keep my Politoed around, because Politoed is max defense. I know I can take a Brave Bird if he's not Choice Banded or Life Orb, which should be dumb. But that guy is really arrogant and just says go. I don't care. Just for that, we're going to plan on destroying him. We're going to lead off with the Rotom. He does have a Mega Kangaskhan as well, which is a huge problem. So what we want to do is go for the Will-O-Wisp against it, just to cripple it. As he does Mega Evolve, going to go for the Fake Out, but he goes for Power Up Punch instead. Really hoping we don't miss the Willow, but we get the Willow, which I'm very thankful that we do. I really am, because that would have been a problem. We have two options here to go for the Volt Switch or the Hydro Pump. Now, he might just switch out of here and go out to his dash, which I wouldn't understand why, but I've seen it happen quite a lot of times once I burn a Kangaskhan lead. So I want to just go for the Hydro Pump, get some decent damage off. I have the rest just in case my HP goes really low, so I'm not too worried as he keeps going for a Power Up Punch. So he really does not care that he's burned at all. We do miss the Hydro Pump. Hacks is hacks, we can't control that. Though it is really irritating actually. So what I want to do here is go for a Hydro Pump, hopefully live one, and then go out into my Toad, which I really don't need that much. But alas, we do not live. And there goes our Rotom. Our Rotom is now down for the count. Bye-bye goes the Rotom. So we're going to check out Mega Kangaskhan, because I don't know Mega Kangaskhan's speed off the top of my head. So we're going to be looking that up quite here shortly, and I want to see how much that he does. Mega Kangaskhan. Nope. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is go out into our Toad. If Rotom couldn't take it, I know Toad can definitely take it, and we're just going to go for the he does go for the Power Punch again. As we go for the Skull, now we can go for a Protect. It was a little unfortunate that we lost our Rotom, because now we basically have to bank on the fact that we need to keep around our Toad, and we need to keep around our Excadrill just to keep that Talonflame in check, because Talonflame can be a huge problem. Hopefully we get the double protect off, and we do, and we do. Oh lord, this guy's very butthurt. Yeah, we got the double protect off. There's one giant ass threat out of the way. I guess we can say Mega Kangaskhan is also a problem to this team. He can also be a check if he wanted to be, though Dragonite can take a Sucker Punch from +2, I want to say, from multi-scale. But don't get me too sure on that. I highly doubt it, because again, we're still trying to, there's no damage calc yet, so we're still trying to grasp the fact around us trying to get used to it. But he does go for the Sword Dance right off the bat, so I guess he's a reckless guy. He doesn't care if he gets burned by the Scald. He's literally relying on his Aegislash as he goes for the King Shield. Pointless King Shield is very pointless, very pointless. Now I would switch out into my Excadrill, but he has a Sacred Sword, and I don't want to take that. So as he lives that, I'm wondering how, because Aegislash does have really low physical and special defense. I know he's very, very, very frail. I honestly don't even know how he lived that. We're going to go for a Scald here and knock him out. So Swords Dancing was completely useless. He should have just gone for an Iron Head, maybe a Sacred Sword. But that did not be the case. As he sends out his Azumarill, again, I don't want to really switch out. I do have my Venusaur that can take it very well, but I want to keep my Venusaur at a pretty good rate. Actually, we can just come out straight to Venusaur. I am fearing the Ice Punch, but we can go straight out to Venusaur. As he goes for the Play Rough, we eat that up, as I probably should carry Sleep Powder just for Pokemon like him. As I'm not going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I would go for Giga Drain, but I'd rather go for Sludge Bomb as it is higher move. So I know he's not going to stay in as well. As it comes out straight out into the Talonflame, get the powerful Sludge Bomb off. Good lord. Good lord. We're going to get out of there as he goes for the Brave Bird. As you can see, we take that very well. I'm honestly surprised I took it that well. I didn't even expect to take it that well. As he now has the option to go out onto a Azumarill or Greninja, or going for the Roost, but he comes out into the Azumarill, risking the burn on the Scald. We don't even get the burn, but I want to protect here. What we're going to do here is we're going to scout out what he could do, and basically when you protect, like you see a lot of people that go for protects uselessly, and you may be wondering why they went for protect. Now protecting is what you call scouting. You want to see what other moves that they might have, and if you're fearing if they might be able to destroy a common check that you have to it. Like Venusaur, for example, is a great check to Azumarill. I was fearing if he had the Ice Punch, so I went for protect, and I went to scout out if he had it. Turns out he did not, as he does pull out again, back out into Azumarill. I'm not too sure why. He's very highly reliant on his Talonflame. As I did say before, it is a big problem to us at the moment. But if we keep our Toad around, we should be alright. As he goes for the Play Rough, now we have that option to stay in what we did last previous episode, to make a prediction, predicting him to come out into his Talonflame, which I actually am going to be doing, but he just stays in, as we do get the burn. We get the burn, so some vengeance was on us, and as you can see, that Play Rough did little to no damage. I have honestly under-relied Politoed's bulk, and Politoed is an incredible Pokemon, as we really have no reason to switch now. He is burned, and his Azumarill is very crippled, as he's just going to forfeit the game, since we did have him completely checked. We had a Toad that could handle his Garchomp, that could possibly burn it. We had Ice Beam as well. We had Scald that would destroy his Talonflame, and his Azumarill, which is honestly his last hope, last shred of hope. We did have a Venusaur as well, but last shred of hope was to win, and he got burned, and he just raged off. And as you can see, it's a great example of butthurt people on Showdown. He called me a cheater, but I played completely fair, so I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about. But hopefully you guys learned a little something about checks and cons. There are checks to every team out there, almost every team. No team out there is perfect, so please do not think highly of your team being perfect. There really is no team out there that's perfect. There really is no team. There's always a Pokemon out there that will check your team. Just make it so that it will not check your team at a destructive rate, because Talonflame can destroy my team, but I do have some Pokemon that handle it very well, barring my Toad, Rotom, and Excadrill. So you always gotta have Pokemon that can handle a Pokemon that you fear could destroy your team. And hopefully you guys learned something. I am NumbNexus, a Lumiose conductor, and I am riding off.